and we are joined by royalty, the king, Richard Petty. Good morning. Good to see you again.
Glad to be here, man.
Yeah, you're talking to Indianapolis, which is a town I know you love.
Yeah, we was up there for the race the other day. When we stayed for about half the race, we was up there with John Andretti, and he crashed, so we come back to Charlotte. So
yeah.
we didn't get to see the rest of the race.
I know an owner never likes to see a driver crash, but when you're trying to split your day between here and Charlotte, you know, when your guy's out early, that makes the decision easier, huh?
Yeah, well, yeah. It's like I told John, and John said, "You going to stay for the whole race?" I said, "It's according to how good you run." You know what I mean? While he was running, he ran pretty decent, so we was hanging around pretty good, but he went down there in the corner and didn't make it back out. So we said, "See you guys." Okay.
That's so much fun to see his paint scheme, though, going around the track, the old paint scheme.
You know, them cars run so fast down the straightaway, if you don't know your car's coming, you miss it.
Yeah.
But the deal with the blue car and the Dayglow, you know, you can see that thing coming off the corner, man.
Yeah.
It's like a streak of lightning.
I got to tell you, congratulations on the NASCAR Hall of Fame. I mean, to think of who is going to be in the inaugural class of that, there's only a few names that come to mind, and Richard Petty's got to be part of that.
Well, it was just really, really a great deal. You know, NASCAR finally got their old Hall of Fame, just like football, baseball, basketball, and you know, being in the first crowd that gets to go in, because you got to figure, look at all the people it took to make NASCAR what it is, as big as it is. I mean, thousands of people had a role. Some people had bigger roles, you know, but to be chosen and going into the Hall of Fame, I think that the drivers now, you know, no matter what their resume is, when their careers are over, are going to want that ring.
Yeah.
And say, okay, guys, you know, that was the crowning blow to everything we did.
Yeah, because now you have certain tracks that you want to win. You have certain races you want to win. Now you have that extra goal at the end of the career to make it to the Hall of Fame, which is nice.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a goal now. You got these guys that, you know, 10 years old, 15 years old, want to come to Cup racing, and you know, everybody wants to be the best or as good as there is at the time. And this is just another challenge, I think, for them to try to accomplish.
Now, I know this is like asking you who your favorite child is, so it's not fair. But is there a victory that stands out in your mind? Was there one that you really wanted, and when you got it?
Yeah, the first one, I guess. You know what I mean? You know, it was kind of amazing when you ask a question like that. I guess the last one, the 200th race, is the one I remember the most, because that wasn't but 20 or 30 years ago.
Yeah.
But all of them were important, okay? It didn't make any difference if it was a short track or a big track or a Daytona. Took all of them to add up. And, you know, it's just like any award or anything you go after. A win is big. A win is a win is a win.
You'll take it.
And so you take them, and at that particular time, the last race you won is the biggest race you'll ever win, and then you forget about it and try to win the next one.
And what have you done for me lately, right?
Right, more or less.
We're talking to Richard Petty, the king of NASCAR, and you have another connection here to CMA Music Festival, not just Super 8, which we'll talk about in just a minute, but your granddaughter is married to Randy Montana, who has been walking around here and playing some shows and things like that.
Yeah, that's. I think that happened a couple of years ago when they got married. You know what I mean? But he's just starting out, trying to start his own career, writing a few songs, trying to do a little singing and stuff, and you know, this just makes us closer to the country western people. You know what I mean? 'Cause we got an inside contact now. So,
now you know
so
somebody.
That makes us feel good. Yeah, now we know somebody for sure. You know.
Another great partnership, obviously, is the folks at Super 8 that you've been involved with, and they are again sponsoring the broadcast here at CMA Music Festival.
Yeah, they've been really, really good people to work with. You know, and what's really neat for us, we go all over the country. With the race cars, with our show cars, with Richard Petty driving experience, and you know, these people are always welcoming us in naturally, and it's easier for us to just call up and say, hey man, we need 5 rooms or 10 rooms. We've got a bunch of people coming in. They're very accommodating, and you know, one of the things too, I think they feed them of a morning. They that way when they come out, they can go to work. They don't have to go down to the local diner and get something to eat and kill more time. So
nice.
It works out real good for us.
Excellent. Thank you, Richard Petty. Thank you very much for your time. Good to see you.
All right, thank you guys.
Richard Petty joining us live at CMA Music Festival on Country 97.1 Hank FM.